Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over the remainder of the megas that we still need in Pokemon Go, and are we going to see them before we do get Gigantamax or Dynamax raids in Pokemon Go? It seems like we're going to be potentially seeing those soon in Pokemon Go. Who knows? They do add a lot of things in the game, and we do not see them for a long time down the road. Could be years, months, who knows? But we still do have a couple of megas that we are missing that are going to be very awesome when we do get them. Although we do have the majority of them already, including Mega Rayquaza, which we are going to be going over those stats as well, just very briefly, so you have an understanding as how good it is and how much you're going to really want to rate it when we do get that in the raids. After, I do believe the Global Go Fest is when that's going to happen. But with that said, let's go ahead and see what we have going on here. If you do enjoy these types of videos, if you can give this a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. All right, so starting this off here, I'm not going to go over every single one of these megas as far as how good they are. I'm just going to say pretty good, no, you know. And then when we get to the ones that are newer, we're going to go more in depth for those, as you know, how good they're going to be up against raids. All right, so we do have Mega Venusaur. That's going to be a pretty good grass and poison type attacker, more so on the grass side when you do go up against those raids. Charizard X is going to be a I mean, it's kind of so-so on both of the ends for Fire and Dragon. You have better options, but you could do both, Blast Burn as well as Dragon Claw. And then you do have Mega Charizard Y, fantastic fire type for sure, okay? Just wait until they give it Fly, then it's just going to be off the charts. Mega Blastoise, pretty bulky water type attacker for sure, but definitely not on the top of the list, but it is a Mega, so it is going to be up there. Mega Beedrill, definitely going to be one of your best poison type attackers for sure, as well as Bug too. And then you do have Mega Pidgeot, definitely a good flying type. As far as normal, you don't really need to worry about that. Mega Alakazam is going to be foreshadowed by how good the Mega Mewtwo's are going to be. X and Y, as well as the shadows that we do currently have. And we'll get to that in a minute. And then we have Mega Slowbro. Not really anything you need anytime soon. I mean, if you have that and you like that, you know, you can have it as your buddy, which is going to be pretty cool just to see them in the game, but it doesn't do nothing. Mega Gengar, as far as its Ghost as well as Poison type, is going to be amazing. If it can ever get Poison Jab, I don't know if it actually learns that in the main series games. I have to go take a look. But it will be off the charts as a Poison type. It's great as a Ghost type. Absolutely fantastic, as a matter of fact, as a Ghost type. Mega Kangaskhan is really nothing there for you unless you're looking for like a normal type boost in the wild. That's, you know, an option there for you. Remember that's what these get too, right? Mega Pinsir is going to be a decent bug type attacker, okay? Mega Gyarados is going to be a pretty good water as well as dark type attacker, and we already all know it's going to be absolutely dominating when it comes to the Master League, but then again, a lot of these could potentially do that as well, but I'm just not covering all of those. All right, next one, we do have Mega Aerodactyl, great as a rock type attacker. And then we do have the first two that are not in the game yet, Mega Mewtwo X and Y. So Mega Mewtwo X is actually going to have a dual typing of fighting. So it's going to be psychic and fighting type. It does have Focus Blast, so you do have that to look forward to, as it is going to be able to do some damage as far as that is concerned. As far as anything else, I mean, at least it's not going to be taking super effective from dark type. All right, it's just going to be neutralized at that point because of the fighting. So that one's going to be pretty interesting. But where it's really going to be at is going to be Mewtwo Y, a higher attack, pure psychic type. We have Psystrike and it's over. Okay, we already have this thing to remove. This thing is going to be disgusting, and it's going to be something like, I would assume, Mega Rayquaza, where it's not going to just boost psychic types in the wild. It's going to do something extra. I think they're gonna maybe, we'll see what they do, because it is going to be some sort of a Go Fest or you know, tour release or something like that, because they're just too good to be released on their own. So those are the first two, absolutely phenomenal. I suppose we can go ahead and take a look at their where they land here. All right, so taking a look at the top psychic type attackers here, we do have Mega Mewtwo Y with Confusion and Psystrike sitting at 26.5 DPS. Then Mewtwo Y with Psycho Cut Psystrike 26.3. That's going to be farming faster with Psycho Cut, right? And then you do have Mega Mewtwo X with Confusion and Psystrike 25.6, Mega Mewtwo X, Psycho Cut and Psystrike 25.5, and then so on. Shadow Mewtwo, Mega Mewtwo Y, Mega Mewtwo Y, Mega Mewtwo X, and Shadow Mewtwo at the bottom. So you can just see how it just dominates there with those typings. All right, then we have Mega Ampharos. I mean, that one's just kind of mediocre. I can do some things for you for sure as an electric type, boosting those types for you in the raids as well. And that's another thing to consider. If I'm kind of foreshadowing some of these and making them seem like they're not that great. Remember that they have a little bit of a niche when it comes to that, but for the most part, not so much. And I'm not talking about PvP, okay? Mega Steelix, definitely a tank. Could be used for a few things, I suppose. But not necessarily something you're going to want to use as a raid attacker, but definitely good for, I guess, maxed out and go Master League or something like that, I guess. Then you do have Mega Pinsir. It's going to be a decent steel type attacker with Bullet Punch and Iron Head, as well as a decent bug type attacker with Fury Cutter and X Scissor. Not your top tier, but definitely pretty dang good. But bugs are something you don't really need to worry about. Mega Heracross, decent bug type attacker, but also a very good fighting type attacker for sure that you should keep in mind. And then we do have Mega Houndoom, Dark and Fire, which is going to be a decent, you know, it's going to be something good to go up against Psychic types, right? But again, it's going to be foreshadowed by other Dark and Fire types that are just going to do a little bit better as a Shadow or another Mega. Speaking of another Mega Dark, we do have Mega Tyranitar here, which has been introduced. Rock and a Dark type. I don't know why I was going to say Steel. It's going to be good as a Rock type attacker as well as Dark. It has decent moves. Brutal Swing, Stone Edge, Smackdown, and Bite. It's over. So Mega Tyranitar, amazing. It is getting outpaced by Shadow Tyranitar. But Shadow Tyranitar's not staying in the battle as long. And then these three are great. They're good at what they do. Top tier. Mega Salamence, top at being a grass type. I'm pretty sure it's number 1. And then you have Mega Blaziken, top tier fire, top tier fighting. Just amazing. I'm so happy they released these like that. And then Mega Swampert is going to be top tier water type too. I don't think it's as good as these because we do have Origin Palkia. I mean, what am I talking about? Primal Kyogre. I don't know why I'm spacing that out. I'm getting some messages. I got distracted by that. So yeah, Mega Swampert pretty good too. Next page. So we have okay, Mega Mewtwo. Okay, we already went over those. Mega Gardevoir, really good as a Psychic type. Or I mean to say Fairy type. Really good as a Fairy type attacker. And Psychic, it's okay. It's like on the page 3 if you really needed to do that. Just switch the moves, I suppose, if you just didn't have a bunch of Pokemon. Mega Sableye. You do get the boost for Dark and Ghost, which is going to be nice for, like, you know, Halloween events or Dark and Ghost events, which Halloween time, I would assume, something like that. But otherwise, it's just not really cutting it. It's just it just doesn't translate into Pokemon Go. It's not like I don't like them. They're cool as hell. I mean, it sucks that Mega Sableye can't be utilized in race. Although you can if you want to max one out, it'll do a little something. There's other things you can use, right? And then Mega Mawile. All right. Now, I'm going to stick up for this one just a little bit because it's a little different when it comes to this. Now, this is one we do not have yet. It's going to be a lower combat power, definitely going to have better Fairy and Steel types to use over it. But the thing about this one is it has a massive resistance to Dragon. So if you bring one of these in there, you will be able to just stay in the fight as long as possible. Although you have that clock ticking away, but if you have a bunch of Pokemon or a bunch of people, and I can't speak today, folks, I'm still getting back into the rhythm, still a little foggy in the head, but it's gonna have a massive resistance to Dragon, but it doesn't top any charts whatsoever, but it can do something there with its Fairy Wind and Fairy Charge move. All right, next one, Mega Aggron, pure Steel type. I mean, you can boost those Steel types. It does a pretty decent damage as a Steel type attacker, but there's going to be things that are going to Mega outpace it. Mega Metacham. Fighting and Psychic, not really doing anything there for you. Mega Manectric, you got that thing to boost the electric types, I suppose, but again, not too much on the good end there, unfortunately. Mega Sharpedo. All right, so water and dark. So I had to take a look at this one because we already know it has massive attack. So I'm curious, like, so what's this thing gonna do here for us? So taking a look at page 1 for the water types, we have Primal Kyogre, Shadow Kyogre, Ash-Greninja, which is not out yet. It's coming to Pokemon Go one day, so just know that for sure, okay? Actually, that's going to be something on the list that's not here, because technically it's not a Mega. All right, moving on. Primal Kyogre, Mega Swampert, Shadow Kyogre, and you get the picture. So where does that one come into play? Well, it's like on the 3rd page. When it comes to the dark types for that, it's going to be on the 2nd page. So it's the 2nd page. Yeah, right there at the bottom. Yeah, definitely at the bottom. So unfortunately, that one's not going to be the best either. Definitely, you know, I'm personally not a fan of the design, but it's another one that we need. Mega Camerupt, which is going to be fire and what is that? Ground type? All right, sorry. Yeah. What do you mean you don't know? You have to check. Yeah, I told you, I'm a little foggy still here. Not really cutting it anywhere for you. You got Mega or Primal Groudon. GG's. Camerupt. You don't need it. Mega Altaria. Pretty fun to use in the Master League. Seeing that you're part fairy type. Otherwise, really not cutting it there for you. But if we do get some sort of a Dragon Fairy event, there you go. Pretty good. You're going to get a boost off of that. Mega Bayonet. This one's actually pretty good as a ghost type attacker. You can't knock this one here. Definitely going to be on the top charts as a ghost type attacker to use. So there you go. Have a winner there. Mega... Oh gosh. Absol is really not that great, unfortunately. It's just getting outpaced by too many things. Mega Glade is going to be an okay ice type attacker. It's going to be okay for you to use. If you're going up against a dragon that's, I don't know, flying too, we'll definitely pull that one out. But do we have, yeah, that's pretty much the only one so far. And then finally, we do have Mega Abomasnow, though. Last page here, we do have Mega Salamence, which we've already received. Definitely a top tier hitting dragon for sure. Let me go ahead and just pull that up there before we get to Mega Metagross, looking pretty cool, right? Mega Rayquaza, Shadow Salamence, Mega Garchomp, Shadow Salamence, Shadow Dragonite, Shadow Garchomp, Palkia Origin Form, Shadow Dragonite, and Shadow Dragonite again. And these are doubling up because of their different moves. Now, I could take them out and be like, okay, well, if you take those out, then yeah, Salamence will probably be on the first, or the, yeah, maybe on the first page there, because it's pretty good. And then you also do have Shadow Salamence, which is, you know, another Shadow just outpacing it. All right, but back over here onto the last page, we do have Mega Metagross. So we're going to go hop into the Steel types right now. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the top Steel type attackers here. So we do have Shadow Metagross, Bullet Punch, and Meteor Mash sitting at 21.1. Now the TDO is going to be 627. So compared to the Mega, it's not looking that much better. Well, the Mega is looking a lot better. So we do have Mega Metagross, Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash sitting at 20.5 DPS, and then with a TDO of 886. So that's going to be, meaning it's going to stay in the battle a lot longer. But here's the thing, if you have more Shadow Metagross, that is going to be outperforming it. So say if you have a full team of Shadow Metagross, you can only have one Mega Metagross. Technically, you'd probably want to go in there with the Mega Metagross first, then the Shadows afterwards, depending upon the coordination with the other people. So keep that in mind. So both of them are at the top for Steel type attackers. And then you do have Shadow Excadrill with Metal Claw and Iron Head at 18.6. Still pretty good for that little thing. Putting in that work, making me happy that I maxed that thing out, because look at that, number 3. Looking good. Regular Metagross, Bullet Punch, and Meteor Mash. And then Crown Zacian, which is going to be Metal Claw and Iron Head. That's going to be picking up a Steel type, right? Going to be pretty interesting. Shadow Metagross with Meteor or Bullet Punch and Flash Cannon, the other moveset here. And then Shadow Caesar, Mega Lucario, Duskmane Necrozma, so Metal Claw and Iron Head for that, and then regular Dialga at the bottom with Metal Claw and Iron Head, and then it just goes on, obviously, with some other good ones after that. But there you have it. Well, it's not over yet, is it? No, it's not over yet. So there you have Mega Metagross. Can't wait for that one. That's going to be another interesting one. Mega Latios and Latias are both kind of meh for what they are. They're Dragon and Psychic typing, unfortunately. Mega Rayquaza is dominant, okay? Completely owning the charts for Dragon as well as flying types. Just absolutely. Dragon Ascend with its flying quick move, and then its Dragon moves. It's just over. It's over for this thing. Mega Lopunny, unfortunately, as a pure fighter, is not looking great. If it can get counter, I don't know if it can learn that, then it'll be looking a lot better, but as of now, not too great. Mega Garchomp, fantastic. Fantastic. Top charts for Dragon and Ground type. Another one of those that are just the ones that you're always going to want to go to. Once Mega Lucario does come out, we already seen that. It's going to be on the top charts for the fighting, and then it is going to be on the first page for the Steel. And that's pretty good, saying something for its Steel type, seeing that it has to still outperform all those Shadows and Megas. And then we do have Mega Abomasnow with its Grass and Ice type. It's going to be another good Ice type Mega to use. There's only 2 of them, right? Right, so yeah, this one here, and then the Grass, you can always just go with Sceptile on that, okay? Forget about it on this. Then you do have Mega Glade, Psychic, and Fighting. It's not going to be looking too great as far as its fighting aspect or Psychic. It's just not looking good for this thing in general. Again, it has nothing to do with me being biased. It's just the conversion into Pokemon Go is just not there. And then we have Mega Audino, Normal, and Fairy. That's another one that's going to be kind of meh. Okay. And then you do have Mega Diancie, which we currently do have. It is going to be a pretty decent rock type attacker, as well as an okay fairy type attacker. And there you have it. Those are the remainder megas that we need. Well, all right, trainers. So that is going to be about a wrap here for the mega Pokemon that we still need. Now, this video was supposed to be up yesterday, but for whatever reason, after I got done processing it, the ending got cut off. So here I am making the ending here for you. So appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Now, there is one more Pokemon that we did not go over. We kind of talked about it briefly when we went over the DPS charts, and that is going to be Ash-Greninja. That is technically going to be a Mega Evolution. Now, it may not work in the same way as the Megas do that we currently have in Pokemon Go, but it certainly is going to be a Mega-esque type there, where Greninja goes into a more powerful form. And it's not like it's going to be surpassing other Mega levels or strengths or anything like that. It's just going to be on their level for what Ash-Greninja is itself. And it is going to be an absolutely amazing Pokemon for sure, as we see on the top water charts. But there you have it, folks. Make sure you do have notifications on, because I have quite a few videos to get up today. I am back to 100%, and we are going to be back on the grind, baby, right on time for all these events that we're about to get here. So if you can, give this video a thumbs up. Really do appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.